heartless man. Who walks him around, he's all alone. To fall all the way down.
Way of training, and once you explain that, can you do pretty much the same thing that the Hogan did? Kind of explain what got you into the business and who helped you to get started in this. But I'm interested to know myself, you know, how in the hell you get to look like that? You jack, bro.
Man, this is coming from somebody who's twice my size. Man, I'm trying to get like you, brother, man. You see those arms right there?
Well, all you gotta do is get fat, bald-headed, black, and ugly. You look just like me.
Well, I'm halfway there. Yeah, Monty and the Pharaoh, #1 wrestling podcast. Yeah, when it comes to podcasts, they are the cream, the crumb. Yeah, dig it?
Heartless man. We don't need him around. For you know he's on the road.
Yeah, Don't adjust your set. Yeah, or your computer or your phone. Yeah, whatever device you're watching on right now. Yeah, I may not look much like the Motch that you know, but if you go back and you watch some footage, yeah, if you call yourself a real Macho Man fan, then you got this right here. And what you'll see is some of Macho Man's first promos. And at that time, in the beginning of his career, he had blondish hair. He was doing a different type of look. And you'll see a look very similar to this one, yeah. So the reason why is because every time that I come on here, on every Monday, yeah, I'm going to have a different look. And I'm going to be taking you down memory lane. Alright, so the first thing you got to do is check this out so you know that I'm telling you the truth, yeah. Now, speaking of memory lane, yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to go down memory lane, blast from the past, and I'm going to show you some of my memorabilia on how I became Motch-0-Man. But I'm going to take you way back before that. Way back. I'm talking time distortion. Yeah, space is the place way back in time. All right? And what I got here is a box full of memorabilia over the years, man. Souvenirs. If you hear any weird noises, that's Daisy. That's my dog. She's a little bit of a spotlight hog, you know. She's hot dogging and trying to steal the spotlight. So she's gonna make sounds like that to try to get my attention. She doesn't like it when I don't pay attention. Typical, right? So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you a little story about how I became a wrestling fan, first of all. And that happened back in 1985. Yeah, 1985. And what happened was I got a glimpse of wrestling for the first time. And it happened to be WrestleMania 1, so Macho Man wasn't even on the video scope at that time. But when I found him later on, I was hooked like that. And I knew that I wanted to be a wrestler. Yeah, from the minute I watched wrestling, I knew. I finally figured out my destiny, yeah. So I'm going to take you down memory lane a little bit here. I'm going to go through this box and I'm going to find some things to take you down the road of when I was a wrestling fan first. I'm going to be going through this stuff, so bear with me because some of this stuff is a little bit later on for the next episode. Don't worry, I got it all planned out, man. But this stuff here is, there's a lot of stuff here that goes way back. All right, here we go. Here's a good start here. All right, this is deep stuff, guys. I'm going to show you. When I was a kid, all I could think about was being a wrestler. So, I got here some drawings that I drew up. You're going to like this stuff, man. Yeah. I don't know if you can see all that here. Wait a minute. Check that out. That's a drawing of me. I pictured myself as a wrestler, and I would draw up these concepts of what kind of tights I would have, and you know, complete with mullet, and you could see a little bit of Macho Man in there with the wristbands and the funky tights, right? Those were gonna be my colors. The black. It's kind of like a mixture of Bret Hart there. I had my favorites and I wanted to combine all of them. So the black and pink was like my thing. And here's a picture. Wasn't a bad artist, honestly, but because all I could think about was wrestling 24/7. And here's a picture of 4 of my favorite wrestlers at the time. And Motch isn't on there for whatever reason, I don't know, but we got Hulk Hogan, Brutus Beefcake, The Ultimate Warrior, Bret Hart. And, you know, these were drawn, you know, 11, 12 years old or something like that. Just to show you guys. Here's another concept of myself here with trunks. Black and pink, lightning bolts on the side. With notes on the side of, see, wrestling trunks with lightning bolts, knee pads to match the lightning bolts. I had it all planned out, You know what I'm saying? I was visualizing, but I was also manifesting. Here it is. Here's another concept of, you see some of the rockers look in that one there, in the top one. And then the bottom one was like, I was even thinking about what will my wrestling persona wear outside the ring. So I had it all planned out with the Zumba pants and the jacket to match and a pink weightlifting belt. You got to remember this was like the 80s, you know what I mean? So I was rocking that style. But I had it all planned out in my head. Here's some more. There I am. See, I had that vision in my head, man. This one was with like the little bit of the biker short type of things, which not a lot of people wore back then. But that's me, or at least I thought that was gonna be me. I never really did that particular look. Wow, there's a lot of these, man. I really spent a lot of time thinking about this stuff. Oh, here's another one. You know, again, the same idea, lightning bolts and black and pink, man, that was my deal. And then different color schemes. Here it is with white and then the black and pink. You could see it was very similar to Macho Man, you know, the stuff that he would wear outside the ring when he would have the tights and the cowboy boots and the, you know, the weightlifting belt and everything. So I was getting these ideas. Here's another one. Same type of deal, different color scheme. A whole pink suit. But it was always pink, black, and white. So that was the deal there with, you know, I had the pink gloves, the white belt. Man, this would have been a cool gimmick. I don't know, I didn't stick to that when I became a wrestler, which I'll get into later on. I was actually a wrestler, and we'll get into that. But here's another black and white idea. Same deal. Here I am, changed it up a little bit here. And then it's kind of got like an Owen Hart type of deal to it. Don't worry, the list goes on. I guess I gave myself Muscle Man Mark Ward. Mark Ward is my real name. You won't hear that too often, so you heard it here. Yeah. Ah, look at this. See that right there? A student. This was something that I wrote for school. back in the day. Why I Like Wrestling by Mark Ward. You want me to read it to you? I know you do, so I'm going to read it. I like wrestling for many different reasons. The first reason would be is for as long as I could remember, I wanted to be famous. I wanted to be an actor, but I can't act. I wanted to be a famous rock singer, but I can't sing. One thing I know for a fact that I could do well is wrestle, which I had no idea. I had no reason to believe that at all. Turns out I wasn't very good at that either, but I didn't know. I also like to work out and get big. Yeah, that I knew. You have to be big to wrestle. That used to be true. So, if I worked out and got to be huge, it would be, what did I write here? Oh, it would be wasted doing anything else. Another reason would be the money. Once again, didn't know. I love money almost as much as wrestling itself. I don't ever remember that being true of being so big on having money because I don't have any, so I must have not have been too serious about it. Wrestlers make almost $1 million a year. I don't know where I did my information. There was no internet back then, but that is not true, especially if you're starting out on the indies. And even if you make it to the big time, not everybody's making $1 million, believe me. Now remember, I'm a kid, and I write, the third reason would be the girls. Young wrestlers get the most girls. They love big, rich, famous men. I can't believe I wrote this. I will be all three one day. Other than that, I couldn't tell you why I like wrestling so much. I just do. It's just me. What else can I possibly say? And then you got, says here, I love action, I love adventure, I love excitement, I love wrestling. Get it? And there's a picture of a wrestling ring on the bottom there. Man. All right, back to some pictures here. I don't think I showed you this one yet, but you probably saw one very similar. I don't know what's up with my tan there. I'm looking kind of pink. Let's see. Here we go. This proves that I was a Macho Man fan. Here we go. And this was drawn in 1987. I have a date on here. I wrote a date. And I think this was after seeing Macho Man live. Because it says down here, Randy Savage versus Honky Tonk Man. And the first time I ever went to Madison Square Garden, it was Macho Man and Honky Tonk Man in an Intercontinental title match. And I had such a good time that I drew this picture. Little did I know that I would become the #1 Macho Man impersonator, past, present, future, yeah. Little did I know that I'd be, I knew that I was going to be a wrestler. That part I knew. Didn't know what was coming after because I didn't think there would be an after, you know. But, things happen. And I'm glad that I ended up where I ended up. And here's something that my brother drew. He was a very good artist. So he drew this picture of me. And it says Mark in the WWF. And my catchphrase was, just a little crazy. I don't know, he gave that to me. I guess that was my, guess he thought I was a little crazy. I am, what can I say? All right, let's see. I want to continue taking you guys down memory lane of before. I got some stuff here from when I was a wrestler. But I want to take you down before I was a wrestler, like fan type stuff. These are just some newspaper articles. It didn't have nothing to do with me. I got the, I don't know, I saved this stuff, the New York Post, the death of Owen Hart. This was a newspaper in Texas that, about the fan access. It was WrestleMania 17. And I was there in attendance. So this stuff here is just fan memorabilia that I had saved. Trying to find the good stuff, the old stuff. I think there's more stuff here about when I was wrestling. Some of my old stuff. So I'm gonna try to find the other stuff. I'm gonna take this jacket off, man. I proved my point as to the look that I was going for, but it is very hot to be wearing a very heavy leather jacket. Plus now I get to show off the guns, yeah. And everybody at home wants to see that. Look at that right there. Yeah. All right. Let's see. There is a lot of stuff here, guys. I saved a lot of the things, man. I'm like a memorabilia hoarder right here. All right, here's some cool things here. All right, well, let's see. Still trying to go way back. I might be mixing a few things here and a few things here and there of when I was first starting out in wrestling. Hold on, guys. Dropping everything here. Hold on. I got so many things that's overflowing. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Try to take you down. Oh, wow. All right, you know what? We'll jump around a little bit because everything is kind of mixed in here. So here's what we'll do. Here's some fun stuff. Here is, talk about saving everything, man. Look at this. See what that says? WWF. And I think what I did was I wrote them a letter asking them about how to become a wrestler. This was 1993. Thank you for your interest in working with World Wrestling Federation and Titan Sports. Although your credentials are impressive and your background most interesting, we have no openings that are compatible with your experience at this present time. And it even says, even way back then, best luck in your future endeavors. Lisa P. Wolf, Director of Human Services. Or Resources. Whatever. I might have been asking about a regular job over there because I lived in New York and the headquarters was not far from me, which, something, if I could find it, if it's in here, something very interesting to go along with that. I don't know if it's in this folder here. Yep. You see this? 1241. This is a pass for WWE Headquarters because I actually did work there for a short time. Very short time, like it says right there. Temporary. It was very temporary. It was for a week. I got hired by a temp agency and I worked in fan services, which was entering fan mail into a database and doing something like that. And how that happened was I had a friend that worked at WWF Headquarters, and he told me which temp agency that they went through to hire temps. So I went over there, submitted, did the whole thing, you know, application, what my skills are, and they would call me up and they'd say, oh, well, we have, you know, we have an opening over at this company, or we have, you know, over at this company, that company. So finally they said we got something over at World Wrestling Federation, and I went, all right, well, had to make it seem like I wasn't that into it, you know what I mean? But I had the plan, and the plan worked because I got my foot in the door, and I actually worked at WWE Headquarters, and had my own little desk. I believe I was on the second floor, and Vince's office was on the fourth floor. And of course, one day I went up to the fourth floor and took a little stroll past his office. Yeah. And that's just one of the attempts, man. This was when I was already wrestling, and I was trying to get in, literally get my foot in the door, and that's how I did it. Didn't work. It was one of my attempts. Here is here's some fun stuff here. A little pay stub that I got paid. There's a few of them in here. And here's a copy of the check, actually, that I did extra work for WWE doing, this was actually WrestleMania. Which WrestleMania was it in 2007? Don't know, but it was in, where was that? Detroit, I believe, right? Well, anyway, I was living in Kentucky at the time, and Mike Bucci, who was the head of talent relations at the time, brought a lot of the OVW guys in for extra work whenever they had it in the area. So I was brought in for WrestleMania, and I was one of the Undertaker's druids, and Melina, one of the photographers. And if you go back and watch, you could actually see a quick glimpse of me with the camera with the flashes. And here's a paycheck for that. And has my old Kentucky address on it, man. Wow. So that's what this is. There's a couple of them because I worked a couple of enhancement talent, extra work type of deals. Why is this one 150 and the other one's 300? And they were ripping me off already. So like I said, we're gonna bounce around a little bit because, and I'll get into the story of how I became a wrestler and everything. Maybe I'll save that for episode number 2. Now that you guys know that I was a wrestler, I'm going to take you down memory lane of how that all happened. But right now, since I have this stuff out in front of me, we got my Kentucky wrestling license. And actually there's 2 of them, because you have to get them like every year. And here's a bunch of New York State from the Athletic Commission, my wrestling license here. Check it out. You had to get one of these, and I was wrestling in New York a very long time, so there they all are. My oh my, how I've changed over the years. Here, I'll just show you. Where's the oldest one? I'll show you the oldest one. There's 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. So I guess this one is the oldest one from 1998. Look at that guy. That's right. That's me. Would have never known I was going to turn out so pretty. Yeah, dig it. Yeah. Here's the way I trademarked my wrestling name, Vic Divine. Trademarked it the old school way, where you send a certified letter to yourself. And nobody ever tried stealing my name, which is good. Let's see. know what this stuff is. Not important. I'm not going to show you everything because then we'll be here all day. But here you go. Can you see what this envelope says? Look at this. Another thing, before I was a wrestler and I was trying to figure out how to get in the door because there was no internet. That's why there's envelopes that have, regular mail. But there wasn't much of a way to find out information, and I wanted to be a wrestler, so I even talked to the people at WCW. What did I say? What did I have to say to them? Call for appointment for reservation to our next tryout session, which I don't think I ever went to. What year was this? Oh, I dropped the ball on that one. Send a certified check to World Championship Wrestling, $250 for a tryout. Maybe that's why I didn't have any money. I don't know what year this was, but I guess I was already wrestling and I was trying to figure out. Wow, I didn't even fill out the waiver. What's wrong with me? WCW Trial Camp. Wow. Who's this? Mike Wiener? Ooh, I don't know who that is. That's pretty cool, man. Some of this stuff I haven't seen in so long that I kind of forgot about. So I'm going down memory lane with you. ECW, School of Pro Wrestling, House of Hardcore, Long Island. Ask for Pete, I believe that's, how do you say his last name? Sinerka, I can't read it, but I think that's Taz, if I'm not mistaken. Tell him Tommy Dreamer, friend of Scott from The Wiz, recommended you look into this school. So this was given to me by somebody, but I never went to that school. I don't know what the hell was wrong with me. I was finding out information. Eventually, I did start training. And I'll tell you guys in the next episode how that happened. Here's a little booklet here. I'm going to go through everything here, but this little booklet is when I was wrestling and I was like writing down every idea that came to my head. I would come up with like a spot, write it down. Certain moves I would get an idea for, and I'd write it down. Everything was wrestling, man. Everything. And you know what? If you want to be a wrestler, that's the way that your mind has to be. Because if you don't want it that bad, like as bad as I was wanting it, you ain't gonna make it, man. You gotta have it like an obsession. Seen something that you just say, let me try that. You gotta really want it. Let's see if there's anything in here. No, this is like, I'm not gonna show you like, here's a Tommy Dreamer autograph. Oh, my brother got it for me because my brother was working at this place and he came in there because Tommy Dreamer was from the same town, just about. And I'd run into him everywhere. But before I met him, my brother met him and got his autograph. So that's what this is. There's some autographs and stuff in there. I think a lot of this stuff might be more of my oh yeah, here's some flyers and stuff with my name on them. Some that they always spelled my name wrong. I'll show you guys the cool ones, like with my picture on them and stuff like that. I'm going to show you all of them. Just looking through. What is this? Yeah. So that's just like, yeah, this stuff is more like wrestling information. Alright. Boring. Let's see. Bunch of DVDs. I'd like to go through all these, man. Wow. Here's a DVD of, I guess this must be like my, my greatest hits or something. Because that's me. That's right. See that? I was a wrestler. Looked like a wrestler. Was a wrestler. You understand what I'm saying? Don't get me started on that subject, because that'll be somewhere down the line. Believe me, I'm going to talk about today's wrestling. Yeah, there's some DVDs here, man. Wow. I don't know what's on a lot of them, but should be good stuff because it's all about me. Yeah, my favorite subject. My favorite. Yeah, what is this? Wow. Alright, I'll have to go through these later. Uh-huh. You want to talk about being old? Alright, look, a VHS. Some of you have never even seen one of these. It's the best of Vic Divine. It's probably not a very long tape. Well, here it is. Well, actually, it is a long tape because here's all the contents of this tape. All of my, I think it's every match that I had access to. And there's some pretty cool stuff on here, man. One day I'm gonna have to give me a VCR and pop this thing in. But there was a match. Wow, there's some OVW stuff on here. There's wow, I didn't even remember. Oh my god. Vic Divine versus Jim Powers in 2007. Wait a minute, that's not 2007. It's supposed to be 97. Or no, it was 2007. I came back to New York. That's right. Wow. Maybe one day I'll have to do an episode where I show some of my matches, man, that I don't even remember. Wow, man. Unbelievable. I know there's a match on there. There was a TNA dark match from 2003 when TNA wasn't even like, it was just pay-per-views, and we had a dark match. It was me and my buddy Johnny Thunder, and we had a tag match, and we got that on tape. Ah, here we go. Okay, wait a minute. Alright, it looks like most of this stuff is going to be, because I didn't save that many things that were like fan related or before I was a wrestler, except for like the pictures and stuff that I showed you, the drawings, and the letters and stuff like that. So we are going to jump in to some of the things from early in my wrestling career. Before I go there, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of how that all happened, okay? So, being that I wanted to be a wrestler, and I knew that ever since I was about 11 years old, fast forward about 10 years, and I'm working in a gym. And I had just gotten hired, and my boss was kind of talking to me to find out a little bit about me, you know, just making small talk. And he says, so what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do? And now, I never told anybody, man. I kept it to myself, you know. I didn't want to say nothing until I knew that it was really possible. And but at that time, I had already started working out and getting big, and so I felt a little bit more confident that people would take me serious. So I told a few people, and for whatever reason, he was one of the people that I told, and there wasn't many. I don't even think my parents knew at the time. And I told him, I said, yeah, I want to be a professional wrestler. And the next words out of his mouth changed my life, man, because he said to me, there's a guy who works out here. I'll introduce you to him. Who's a wrestler. And I'm thinking, wow, who is it? I only knew of WWE and I knew of ECW. I didn't know about the indies, man, because it was still no internet back then. There was no way. I just didn't know. So it turns out he did do some ECW stuff, but I didn't know who he was, but I was introduced to him, and he went by the name of Shark Attack Kid, and his name was Vinny Magnetti. And I went up to him, man, and I just, said, hey, I know you don't know me, but, I hear you're a wrestler, and I've always wanted to be a wrestler, and, I don't know if you train people, but, I'd really like you to train me. And, for whatever reason, man, he believed in me and saw the passion in my eyes and knew that I was serious. And he said, yeah, okay, man, and I remember it was like the next week we went down to where he was training at the time. He was training down in Long Island, and he was training at Mikey Whipwreck's school, or not a school, it was like a garage with a ring in it, where they were trained. And I didn't know who Mikey Whipwreck was, but I knew that I was there, and there was other wrestlers there, and so we get there, and the ring is taken apart. So I'm all excited about getting in the ring for the first time, even just touching the ring, never been that close. I'm going to be in an actually wrestling, man. I'm like excited. And I guess the boards broke or something like that, and they had the ring taken apart. So there was my first wrestling session. We found another place that was in Brooklyn, and we started training there. And the rest is history, man. He started training me, and we were there twice a week, every week, every Tuesday and Thursday, learning how to bump, learning how to lock up, learning how to do everything, the beginner stuff. And a year later, I had my first match, which was the Drizzling Shits. But what do you expect? But now that I gave you the rundown, I see some things here. Like I said, I save everything. I'm going to show you guys things that you probably never see people save. But what I have here, these are the socks that I wore in my first match. And they were the old school scrunchy socks that a lot of the bodybuilders wore those with their Zuba pants. And but I wore these because I had boots that were low. I didn't know where to get wrestling boots. I wore boxing boots with these scrunched down, so they made the boots look higher. It made my came up to where my calves start, so that my legs didn't look scrawny. And hey, just by the way, look at the bag. Talk about saving everything. Had to save that. That right there is real memorabilia. The place isn't there anymore. But well, what do we got in here? I'm not gonna go through everything, but we got my first pair of tights, what I wore, and they weren't real wrestling tights. They were actually, I'll just show you these are them. I got other tights and everything, and they're all in here, but this is what I wore my first match, my first few matches, and these were actually long pants. But you buy these at the bodybuilding store type of deal, and I had them cut into the biker shorts because I had pretty impressive legs, and cut and sewn so they look like wrestling tights. And as you can see, there's a little they're worn a little bit because I got a hole in the butt. Wow. These are going back 1998, my first match. So I didn't have real wrestling gear because I didn't really know where to get it, but I still looked professional. I wasn't out there in a pair of gym shorts and a t-shirt, you know what I mean? And then there's other tights in here that I got over the years as I found out where to get stuff and everything. And these are the last pairs of tights that I wore. I got trunks made. This was at the end of my career, so those were my first ones, and these are my last ones here. But see the lightning bolts, man. I went back to my old original drawing plan. I don't know, I had a thing for lightning bolts, and oddly enough, well, these aren't lightning bolts. This is another pair of tights that I had back in the day. Blue was my color too. I changed it from pink to royal blue, but this had flames on the side there, and pretty generic wrestling shorts. So, hope you guys are enjoying Memory Lane. I'm having a good time showing this stuff to you, man. Let's see what else we got. Oh, that's just more tights and stuff, man. Yeah, I had a few different looks. I like this. All right. Now, Vic Divine never had an action figure, but there were fans out there that would make figures to look like their favorite indie wrestlers by buying one that looks similar and then changing it up. And this right here, I love this thing. That is me as a figure, and I believe that was either a Stone Cold or a Goldberg. But he painted my tights. Those were the tights that I had at the time. You can see by the picture, and I love this thing, man. It's kind of like that's what it would have looked like if I made it, if I actually got a figure. That's pretty cool, man. I'll never get rid of that thing. That thing is like it's one of the coolest things that, and a fan made that for me, man. And I was like, oh my God, like, let's see, what do we got? Well, I'm not going to take you through all this, but this is basically a photo album of some of me wrestling, some action photos, and some still shots. Yeah, I'll just show you. I'll show you what Vic Divine used to look like. I got to get back into that kind of shape. A few years have gone by since then. But this is the kind of stuff that it's priceless. You know what I mean? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I skipped some. Okay, this whole thing over here. Hold on. Wait, let me see. There's a box that says my wrestling stuff. See, I don't even know what's in it, guys. I don't even know. Oh, okay, I know what this is. There's some shirts, some prototypes here. Let's see. Here we go. So fine, Vic Divine. That's what I looked like when I first started wrestling, when I had hair. And then years later, another shirt was made. And these were made by, I think the first one my dad made playing around on the computer. And then, and then my friend Sarah made these ones here. Vic Divine. I don't want to unfold them, because then I'll have to fold them back again. And they're like folded perfectly for this box here. Let's see. Actually, yeah, this is all just stuff from, oh wow, look at this, okay. My first OVW shirt when I was wrestling down there, old school OVW shirt. These are things, man, that are like priceless, you know what I mean? Here's a. Oh, I got like Tough Enough shirts and stuff like that. They're in a folder there. I'm not gonna take you through everything. I don't want to bore you. But I tried out for Tough Enough number 1, 2, and 3, I believe. And then it started to get where you had to like send in a tape, and it wasn't even like a live audition, and it was, you know. But I went to the first one in New York because that's where I was living. And then the second one was actually here in Vegas where I live now. But I had never been here before. That was the first time that I ever came to Vegas, and I did the tryout. And there were some familiar faces at that one, like the Boogeyman, John Morrison. Who else was there? A few others that didn't go on. I think the Miz, or he might have been. Yeah, that might have been number 2, or no, that was 3, I think. But anyway, one thing about Tough Enough is if you got chosen as the winner of Tough Enough, you didn't have a career. If you didn't get chosen, they ended up signing you and keeping it quiet. That's the way that worked. A lot of guys. You remember Matt Morgan? Tough Enough 3, was it? Little secret about that. I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag right now. Things that I happen to know because of who I am. But, you know, 7-foot tall guy, and they had him on the Tough Enough show, but they had already signed him. So that whole thing where he got hurt on the beach or whatever like that, that was a complete work. And he actually, they wanted to pull him off the show because they wanted to just start training him. And they had him already working. Already signed. All right. I don't know how we're doing on time, but I'm going to keep going, man, because I'm enjoying it. Yeah. Hopefully you are too. Otherwise, I'm being real selfish here. Oh, man. Got all this stuff in an envelope, and everything's falling out. All right. These are just pictures of, like, events and stuff that I went to when I was a fan. Photographs and stuff. There's a few photographs there's a few of me, wrestling pictures of me and everything. But I'll take you through the interesting stuff here. Let me see. I believe. I mean, let's see. Interesting, like. Like this. See the shorts and the boots? That's my, I don't know, wait, I wasn't wearing my, I was wearing those socks in that picture. It couldn't have been my first match. But it was right there in the beginning because I was wearing those shorts, and that was after the match. Might have been my second match. But you could see I wasn't happy. I was very disappointed because it didn't go well, but how well can a first match go? All right, here we go. I think that this one's very hard to see, but I believe that was, maybe that was my first match. And I guess that one went okay, or at least I acted like it went okay at the end. But that was me. That was me with my big afro. And yeah, nothing else interesting, but first match pictures are always interesting. Okay, yeah, these are just same old stuff. Yeah. Let's go past the photographs here, because these are all pretty much nothing that you ain't seen already. But this stuff here now, here we go. Here is a newspaper article in my hometown of Westchester. I lived in Harrison, and you can see here that I was in the newspaper as a local hero, local wrestler. I don't even know what it says, but Harrison's so fine, Vic Divine gets fired up on heat. Oh, that was when I did Sunday Night Heat. And I guess I happen to know the guy who was writing for this, and he wanted to do a little story on me, so there I am. So that was pretty cool, being in the newspaper as a local, local guy that. That's pretty cool. Ah, look at this. Look at this. This is one of the. I was just talking about this match with Crowbar. See that? Crowbar versus Vic Divine, special ref Mick Foley. What do you think about that? And I just ran into Crowbar over the weekend, last weekend, in Pennsylvania, doing a thing. And speaking of Crowbar, if you tune into AEW on Wednesday, you will see Crowbar wrestling. And just to give you an idea of how long ago this was in 2005. And he's still going. And when you see that match, you'll see that he really is timeless, because he is unbelievable, man. He has not slowed down, and he looks in great shape, and it's unbelievable how some people really are timeless. Here's just another wrestling. I'm gonna try to find the ones that I'm featured on here. I've got other. Well, there's no picture, but I'm on this poster here. It just says my name. Let's see. Wow, look at this. Interesting. 2003 Feud of the Year from ECPW. Andrew Anderson versus Vic Divine. Andrew Anderson used to be good friends with him. This is the feud of 2003. Yeah. Keep being the way you are, and there's going to be a feud of, 2021. But that, I'm not saying nothing. Wow. Here I am. This is a local show. This is going back, doesn't say what year, but here, the main event, Sabu. And I must have met him way back when, but I actually just met him and got to know him, and my flight was with him he lives out here now, and cool dude. I actually got to talk to him and know him, and I was always kind of afraid to, because he scared the hell out of me. And I told him that too. But here we got another newspaper article of a local show in Westchester. I guess that I was the hometown boy, There I am. And you got Tommy Dreamer on there, because he was actually the hometown boy too, because this was in Yonkers. It's funny that you look through some of these flyers from so long ago, and a lot of these guys are no longer with us, and some of them have gone on to big time. Let's see. And some of the guys, like, I got to know years later. I was on shows with them and had no idea who they were, or, never really talked to them. Here's a flyer. There's me right there. See that right there where my finger is? That's me. Here's I believe this was the year 1999 or 2000. My name is on here, but the big deal was that Bret Hart was doing a autograph signing there. So I got to meet Bret Hart there. And that was pretty cool. I'm just peeking through, trying to find the interesting stuff for you. Here's something. Remember these posters? These old-time posters, man? Look at that. Who do we got? This is 2003. And we got Tony Atlas versus So Fine Vic Divine. I just saw Tony Atlas when I was actually on the Monty and the Pharaoh show, and I told him that me and him have wrestled a few times, and there's the proof right there. I don't know what promotion this was, but I know there were other times, not just this one time. Man, some names on here. Nice. But there you go. There you go, Tony. There you go, man. There's proof right there. See it? Vic Divine versus Tony Atlas, 2003. And I do have, I probably have a picture of us wrestling somewhere in that collection. That's about it of this stuff here, and so I believe that's really all I got to show without getting too deep into everything of things that you don't really need to see that are just fan type stuff. But there's the story, man. That is the story of Vic Divine. And I believe in the next episode what we'll talk about is how I went from being Vic Divine to being Motch-0-Man. So we're going to continue starting from the very beginning, and each episode we're going to keep on going. Yeah, keep on going down the road. Yeah, but don't be hypnotized. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So the next time you see me, I'm going to be a different version of Motch going down the road. You understand what I'm saying? So as you see me, I'm going to be progressively getting to the different looks that you're more familiar with. Yeah. So until then, I'm going to see you real soon. Yeah, dig it? Yeah, back once again, yeah. Going down memory lane like the last time, yeah. But this time we're getting down to the nitty gritty of how I became Motch. Now, If you want the kayfabe version of that, if you want the shoot version of that, I've got both for you. Alright, so the work is that I am the son of Macho Man and Elizabeth. Yeah, that's what I'm going to tell people, that I am the son of Macho Man and Elizabeth, that they had a child back in 1984. Yeah, and then I was given up for adoption, and I just now realized who my parents are because of people telling me that there was a strong resemblance to a certain somebody. And then I did some research and found out who my real parents were. That's the TV version. Yeah, that's the work. That's the storyline. But if you want the truth, yeah, if you want to know what happened, how this all became a thing, yeah, how it became doing the thing, well, here's the story and how it happened. Going down memory lane, yeah. Time distortion, yeah. Here we go, man. Time distortion right now. Now, here's what happened a couple of years back, man. We're going back about 2 or 3 years. And actually, we'll go further back than that. We'll go further back. It was around the time that I was figuring that wrestling was pretty much done. And at that same time, I was performing in a show here in Las Vegas. And I was doing the Tournament of Kings show. So here I was performing in front of a live crowd, which was like the best medicine for me kind of getting off of the wrestling drug. You know what I'm saying? Not doing the wrestling thing leaves a large void, especially in somebody that needs to entertain. But what happened was, wrestling was kind of a done deal, but I was still doing the performing. Wasn't quite the same, but I was in front of a crowd every day, 6 days a week, 2 shows a night. So that fulfilled that entertainment bug inside of me. But like all things, everything must come to an end. And they wished me good luck in my future endeavors over there. Yeah, and now I was lost because I wasn't doing nothing to entertain the people, man. And it was real hard for me, man. I had to go out and get a real job. Not that performing at a show was not a real job. That was a real job, but it was something that I enjoyed. It was better than, the alternative, working in a store, which I then did because I had no choice. And I started working at a nutrition store. And there was nothing wrong with that whatsoever, except for the fact that I am not the type of person that can be cooped up in a place and working along the regular general public, if you know what I mean. I don't exactly fit in, you know what I'm saying? So what happened was, I'm working there and I felt like I was getting claustrophobic, man, you know what I'm saying? 8 to 10 hours a day inside helping customers, and now I enjoyed the subject matter. I was very good with nutrition. I was very good with supplements. I knew all the deal with working out and everything, as you can tell right there. Yeah, I ain't no stranger to the gym. But back to business here. So what happened was, I decided that I had to get out of there, man. I knew that I was about to reach my boiling point, and couldn't have that happen. I would have ended up losing my job. So what I did was, I figured I need to work for myself, man. I gotta get out of here. I gotta do something. So what happened then was, there wasn't anything in mind that I could do entertainment-wise or wrestling-wise, and I'm thinking, man, I don't even know where to go. I don't know what to do. You know, everything that I enjoy is either wrestling or entertainment. And I was like, all right, well, I don't have that option, but I can't go working for anybody. I can't be told when to be at work and what to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really good with authority figures, and I can't be told when or what or how. And so I had to make my own schedule. And so what I did was, like a lot of other people, I started doing the Grubhub thing and, Uber Eats and all that. Because once again, I could have done the regular Uber or Lyft, but, didn't really want to be too involved with the people. I needed to kind of be on my own and do my own thing, and I had my dog with me and everything. Well, I was doing the thing, and I was making my own schedule, and I was, I made my own schedule, which, I stuck to for the most part. You know what I mean? I had to in order to make money. I picked the best times to do the deliveries, and stuck with that, and I was, doing sometimes 7 days a week. Which I would have rather, I was alright with doing 7 days a week as long as I was doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? And, but eventually, that kind of ran its course because, I guess kind of fortunately or unfortunately, what ended up happening was because I was in the car for so many hours every single day, in and out of the car, 8 to 10 hours a day, 6-7 days a week. That's the worst possible thing that you can do to your back. Believe it or not, that people that work doing things like that, driving for a living or sitting at a desk for, many, many hours, it's actually worse on your back than doing construction or something very high labor. And I found that out the hard way. And I had no idea what was going on. My back was just... I guess what happened was the years of wrestling caught up with me, and that was the time that it decided to catch up with me. You know what I mean? When I was doing all that sitting and getting up and getting down and all that, and I thought maybe I just you shrug off injuries. You know what I mean? I've been doing that my whole life, and then suddenly I just couldn't shrug it off anymore when I got stuck. Yeah, getting out of the car, all of a sudden, boom, like that. Yeah, back just kind of stopped me in my tracks, man, and all of a sudden the pain was going down my legs, and I didn't know what was happening. I felt paralyzed, and I tried getting back in the car, and that wasn't happening. I couldn't do anything. I was stuck, and so I finally got myself into the car by reclining the seat all the way back like I was laying down, and I had to get in and lay down. And I couldn't leave for quite a while because laying down was the only thing that didn't hurt, that didn't cause my legs to go like completely, numb. Not even numb. Numb would have been great. They were like burning all the way down from my lower back, all the way down my hamstrings into my feet. Man, it was real bad. Later on to find out that was called spinal stenosis. And I know some of my wrestling people out there know exactly what that is because many of them have had that. And so that right there told me, okay, well, this job is done. I can't do this anymore. I can't keep on, doing what caused the problem. And I got myself treated, you know what I mean? I got not necessarily surgery, but surgery is probably most likely down the line somewhere. But for the time being, I get the injections and this and that. It's basically like fixing, putting a Band-Aid on it. But the Band-Aid lasts for about a year, and then I got to go back and get all these procedures done again. But it's got me, it's got me moving. But I ain't about to make a comeback in the ring anytime soon. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, and that's how I get to this right now. What ended up happening was I went into the nutrition store that I used to work at because I was a customer there before I was working there. And everybody knew me. And the guy that hired me, the manager there, I was real cool with him. Shout out to Phil, yeah. And huge wrestling fan, man. We always had a good time talking about, the old days and old wrestling. And, he was from New York, and we talk about times that we, went to Madison Square Garden, not together. We didn't know each other back then. But we talked about the old times and, had a lot of good conversations. And he knew of my deal, what I did, my impression. I would do it for him from time to time at the store, and never did it outside of, just goofing around. And, I was in there kind of feeling like, kind of down. I almost, I don't know, maybe I jokingly even asked him, for my job back, even though I didn't want it, but I wasn't working. And what happened was, he says to me the magic words, man, right there, unbelievable, man. Sometimes it's just that one, boom, magic moment right there, yeah. And what he said to me was, you're so good at doing that Macho Man thing. Have you ever thought about being a legit impersonator and trying to make money at that? And I said, you know what, man? No, I never thought of that. And I don't know why. I live in Las Vegas, where impersonators are like, the cream of the crop here. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, if there's any place that's known for impersonators, it's going to be Las Vegas. And here I am. And I said, wow, man, I wonder if I could make that happen. I wonder what I can do that could make this like, my career path, man. I know that I'm good at it. Now it's just a matter of monetizing it. So I said, you know what? All right, I'm going to make this my own business, man. I'm going to treat this like I did with wrestling and with acting and everything else that I've ever done that I put my mind to. Because when I put my mind to something, I give it 110%. And I figured if I do that with this, I'll be just as successful as I was with other things. And I was successful with the acting and the wrestling. I just never got to the pinnacle. But that's all good, man, because it's a blessing in disguise. Because right now I'm doing what I love doing more than I love doing all the other things that I've done. So what happened was I said, all right, well, if it's going to be my business, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some business cards made up right away. Actually, before I got the business cards made up, I created all new social media, with the Motch name and everything. I came up with the Motch-0-Man name just out of nowhere. I said, that's perfect. I'm going to use that as my gimmick name. And, hopefully keep myself from getting sued because I ain't claiming to be, I'm not using his name. I'm, letting people know I'm a tribute artist and an impersonator. And, so I got the, even though I was no good at social media and had no idea, I figured, okay, well, I'll worry about that later on. I'll just, get the names. So I did that, and I got all the Motch-0-Man platforms going. Even had a name for a website that I didn't even, never even started up, but I did buy the domain and did all that, man. Started up all that, got the domain name, and, planned it out like, okay, well, if I'm going to do a business, this is how it's got to be done. So that's what I did. I got all that stuff and then made the business cards and had all my social media on it and all that. And then I started to go to some, cosplay type of things and everything because I was no stranger to dressing up like Macho Man. The thing is that it was always just for Halloween. And it was like every year I would be Macho Man for Halloween and I would do the impersonation thing. Still never really thinking to do it, outside of Halloween. But, I'd win costume contests and all that stuff. And I figured, all right, well, now I'm going to start doing some cosplay type stuff and just showing up at certain wrestling events and doing this and that. And I believe the first thing that had happened to get me kind of like in the spotlight, I believe, if I'm going correct in order here, AEW was doing their first show here in Vegas. What was it called? Oh man, I can't remember the name. The MGM, Double or Nothing or something like that. I think it was, right? Anyway, they had the StarCast, that whole convention thing going on, and I found out like the night before. I found out like I was gonna go to the thing and I was gonna dress in my my deal and just walk around, hand out the business card. You know what I mean? Just cause some a frenzy. You know what I'm saying? Just let people see me and get that exposure for myself. But I found out like the night before that they were doing a cosplay contest. And I said, all right, well, then I got to do that. And it was like early in the morning, and I found out like late that night. I don't know, somebody told me or whatever. I just happened to find it on the website for the Starcast, and I said, all right, well, I'm going, And I got down there, but I got there a little late due to traffic or whatever, and the contest had already started, and I was a late entry. And I went up, did the thing, and the judges up there were, let me see, it was Mark Henry, who I knew from OVW, and Diamond Dallas Page, who I knew from doing a movie with him when I was living in LA, and I think the host of Busted Open podcasts. I believe that's who was doing the judging the contest, was that podcast and everything. So I entered the contest, did the thing, grabbed the microphone, did that thing. So now it's like it put me where I wasn't just a cosplay guy, because there was a lot of people in costumes, but they were just kind of like in costume, you know what I mean? Kind of like the way cosplay's supposed to be, until I step up on the scene and change the whole rules. Yeah, change the whole game, don't I? So of course they couldn't resist, man, and they voted for me. And Leva Bates was the hosting the whole thing. And she congratulated me, and she's interviewing me and the whole deal. And I had no idea. At this point, I had no idea what I had won. I never even asked. I just wanted to win. I just was going down there for the exposure. Well, what ended up happening was, besides the exposure for that was on a Friday. Saturday was the pay-per-view at the MGM. And I had won 2 front row tickets to the AEW event. So, of course, I went there in my gimmick, and I was in the front row, and people saw me, people took videos of me, and the next thing you know, I'm up on the internet just being there, and stayed in character the whole time. I was sitting in the front row, and not once did I stop, doing the thing, man. I was, watching the show, but I was in character the whole time, and people noticed. Justin Roberts was the ring announcer. And in between, ring announcing, he was over by was in the corner where the announcer table is, where he hangs out. And, he turned to me and kind of gave me the, thumbs up. And a couple of the wrestlers noticed when they were in the corner there. And, a couple of them kind of turned and gave me the nod, you know what I mean? So I knew that right there, man. I was like, wow, all right. If I didn't enter that contest, one thing just kind of led to the other, you know what I mean? And now, if my timeline is correct, let me see. I believe that was in like May, or was it March? I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to go back and check. Now, it was either the Halloween before that. No, I think it was after. Anyway, another thing that got me, some publicity there, some eyes on me. Again, it was like unplanned. That's how things happen, man. When you just put it in your mind and you say that I want this to happen, I'm gonna manifest this, and you don't think about how it's gonna happen. Just know that it's gonna happen by whatever decisions you happen to make. And what then happened? Now, again, I don't know if it was before or after, but it was Halloween. So of course I'm doing the Macho Man thing, and we're me and a friend of mine, one of my best friends, Sarah. Shout out to Sarah right there. Yep, and she came here to visit from New York, and she wasn't just visiting me. I mean, she was here with some friends or whatever like that, and she just would come to Vegas every year or so, like around October. So she was gonna be here. The next day is my birthday, so. It just happened to be that it was cool that she was coming out. And anyway, we went to a Halloween party, and I was, in my Motch gear. The party was kind of lame. So we were like, let's get out of here, whatever, call it a night. And she said that she had to go to Walmart to pick up some luggage because her suitcase broke, right? And here we are, we're in Walmart, and I'm in full gimmick. So, of course, I had a couple of drinks at the party, and I'm feeling kind of, loosey-goosey, yeah. And we're walking through the store, and, of course, I'm embarrassing her, doing my thing, and people are looking. And I just told her, I said, get your camera phone. Yeah, let's get the video scope out. I said, I got an idea, because we passed by the toy aisle. We just happened to be walking by, and I came up with this idea, as my creative mind usually does. And that's when we made that video that I'm sure a lot of my peeps have seen, where I'm looking through the action figures. I'm looking through the WWE character, the figures and the toys and the belts and the whole 9 yards over there. So I'm going through them, and I'm throwing them up in the air, and I'm tossing them, and I'm getting all crazy and mad that I can't find a Macho Man figure. And man, the next thing you know, man, I think it was the person that first told me that I was all over the internet. I like went viral, and I'm not an internet guy, but I know that means good, not bad. In some cases, viral means bad, but that's something different. I don't know nothing about that. I'm clean. Yeah, don't worry about that. Mach ain't got no problems there. But what ended up happening was my old manager, my old buddy, Phil. Remember I mentioned Phil? And he tells me, man, he texts me, and he says, brother, you're like on every wrestling, page, every group page. And this because, of course, he's with all these different group pages and stuff like that. And, I am too, but I never really looked. You know what I mean? I never, I didn't pay much attention. I just did the video, and just was like, all right, that was fun. It was goofy, whatever, I put it up. And next thing you know, I'm being told that people are, I had like thousands and thousands of viewers and likes and follows. And now all of a sudden my social media started to, friend requests and follows and, sharing and everything, man. It was like, man, all right, I guess I can, monetize this. I'm going to end up, if I got enough people into this thing, there's definitely money to be made. And it was just, still trying to figure things out, man. But I am now doing conventions. I am now being asked to do things and show up. And, I'm making some miter money doing the cameo videos and doing, merchandise. And thanks to my good buddy, Dennis. He's my manager, my PR guy, and my social media guy, my webmaster, all the things that I just wish not to have anything to do with, man. I'm lucky enough that I just happen to, again, man, I needed somebody like that in order to make this thing happen. And the very first time I went on Facebook Live, not even understanding what the hell Facebook Live was, but I put the gimmick on. I went on there just to see, who would see me. And, he was on there, and we started joking around about a Macho Man fan club, and joking and saying, yeah, I'll make you the head of the fan club and this and that. And somehow, like, all the joking about it turned into like the real deal. And he started, running things for me with my social media. We actually changed up all my social media so that that he could have access to them and he could run them and he could post all my stuff and everything. And now we're working together. In about an hour, I'm going to be doing a podcast type of deal. We're trying this thing out now where we're trying to podcast on Twitter. We're doing it live, and then we're going to post it up for people to listen to later on. And we're going to see if people, start getting into listening to it. And if they do, that could, grow into something. So, we're keeping all the business ideas, like, everything that I could possibly do to monetize the thing that I do best, better than anybody else, by the way, because there's a lot of imitators out there, and I'm an imitator, but I'm an imitator of the best, you know what I'm saying, the cream of the crop, and that makes me the best of the best of the best. Yeah, the best impersonator, past, present, and future. Understand that, the rest of you. You know who I'm talking to, looking right at you into the video scope. Yeah. Yep, you know it's true. But, so that's what I'm doing, man. That's how I became Motch-0-Man. And, there was one other video that sticks out in my mind that some of you may know, and it was the Oh Yeah video. And, basically what that was is that, there's a company called Silk, and they make the almond milk and all that stuff. They made a oat milk, and it was called Oh Yeah. And my buddy Crowbar, you know Crowbar, he actually just did a match on AEW. He hasn't been on TV in like 30 years or whatever, and comes back on TV like he's never aged, and unbelievable talent. But anyway, unbelievable person as well, because we've known each other a very long time. And he says, hey brother, I got this idea. I was at the supermarket and I saw this product called Oh Yeah. You should go to the supermarket in your gimmick and do a video, you know, about the Oh Yeah milk. And I said, you know what, that's not a bad idea. I'll kind of like put that in the back of my head and you know, put that with the rest of my ideas that, you know, that were sitting back there to make things you know, happen. Put myself out there, and I said, you know what, all right. And I just happened to be in gimmick one day, because now I started to go out in public just, you know, on a regular basis almost, you know what I mean, in gimmick, just for the hell of it. And, you know, just to get people's reactions and people to come up to me, boom, business card, you know what I mean? If you ever need me for a party or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm the guy. And, but what ended up happening was I was at the supermarket doing my shopping in character, as I would do from time to time, and I saw the Oh Yeah, and it just all of a sudden, man, I remembered Crowbar telling me, make the video. So there I was. I said, all right, you know what? There's the product. I'm in gimmick. Let me just do a funny little quick thing, improv it. People around didn't even care, you know what I mean? I just didn't think about what I was going to do, what I was going to say, and I grabbed the Oh Yeah, did a little gimmick, you know, couple-minute video, and now all of a sudden that was the next one to go up on, you know, all over social media. That one might have been more popular than the Walmart one. And I got a lot of people like Jay Lethal, for one, who does a great Macho Man impersonation, and his Ric Flair is just like, you know, I never heard anybody do that the way he does it. And I know Jay Lethal from way back, but I don't even think that he realizes that he knows me in the gimmick. He knew me outside of the gimmick as my old, you know, wrestling persona, Vic Divine, as we discussed in the last episode. If you were paying attention, then you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't tune in, shame on you, and you'll have to go back into the archives, yeah. But a lot of people, Mickey James liked my video, and, you know, she's a huge Macho Man fan, and, you know, I go way back with her, and I didn't even think that she knew that it was me, but she did somehow. I think I'm pretty unrecognizable when I'm doing the gimmick, you know, from when I'm not in the gimmick, because I don't look or sound or, you know, whatever. I mean, you know, I change my whole, I'm a chameleon. Yeah, I'm a chameleon. Yeah, I change everything, man. And, but a lot of people, man, a lot of people saw it and liked it and shared it. You know, a lot of WWE guys, you know, Sergeant Slaughter and guys like that, you know, are aware of who I am and what I do, and that's pretty cool. So that's pretty much where we are. And you know, now thanks to you know, Monty and the Pharaoh, and thanks to Eric Sims for putting me on his roster and bringing me on to the actual Monty and the Pharaoh show when I was in New York. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. They'll be done in a minute. Here we go. Yeah. Anyway, like I'm saying, hey, quiet down. I'm on the video scope right now. Yeah, better wrap this up, because people and dogs are walking outside, and that gets my dogs riled up. Gets them to their boiling point. They start going crazy, and then it drives me crazy, and then I get to my boiling point. Bad things happen. Yeah. All of a sudden, the neighbors don't like me too much when I start going a little ballistic. So here we are today, and I'm doing the thing on Mondays, and thank you to Monty and the Pharaoh for giving me my own segment on their wonderful podcast. It's a big deal because I'm going to get a lot of exposure this way, and that's what I really need because I plan on taking this thing to the limit, man. I plan on taking this thing as far as I can, as far as further than I ever did with wrestling, further than I ever did with acting, further than I ever did with any other venture that I set out to do. And I'm going to be working on taking this thing to the fame level. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be worldwide. Yeah, like only I can. Because Macho Man Randy Savage was the greatest of all time, and he deserves to be reduplicated, even though he never can be. But as a tribute, nobody can do it quite like Motch-0-Man, and I'm going to keep his memory alive with all of his fans by getting myself famous and doing the thing. Yeah, and that's what I plan on doing. And you will be seeing and hearing a lot more from me, guaranteed, yeah. Because, yeah, I'm not done. I haven't even gotten started, yeah. And every single week you're gonna see me on here, and every single week you're gonna see a new version, yeah. Up and up and up and up until we get to the very end, and then it still isn't over, yeah. So, as of right now, I'm gonna say goodbye. Now that you guys understand the background, and now we can move forward. In the next episode, we're going to talk about something else. But I don't know what that is, and you'll have to stay tuned to find out too, yeah. But right now, I'm signing off and saying, oh yeah, happy Monday, and see you later. Dig it?